Alright, peeps, here's the next part in which Mark wanted me to play the 1998 PC version of Jeopardy. Jeopardy. Oh, my keyboard's not plugged in. No wonder. Well, now it is.
Hi, folks. I'm Johnny Gilbert. Normal game. Okay, so how many people are out there? We'll make sure you have some good competition. Player one, what's your name?
Player one has the space bar.
All right, let's go. Now, here is your host for Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jeopardy. We've got a great game lined up for you. Are you ready?
Oops, hang on.
Let's get to the categories. Magazines. Celebrities.
Oh, that's okay. We'll leave it as it is.
Words and phrases.
I was
Royalty.
going to put on hard difficulty, but never mind.
Films of the 70s. And birds.
It's okay.
All right, let's go.
Let's get things underway, player one.
Bird's 100.
It's the only bird larger than an emu.
What is an ostrich?
Yes.
Birds for 200.
Player one, what'll it be?
The budgerigar, or budgie, is the most popular of these colorful pet birds.
Player
What
one.
is a parrot?
That's correct.
Birds for 300.
Answer?
Daily double.
Player one, please make your way.
Let's do the maximum, 500.
The sacred species of this long-billed wading bird was sacred to the ancient Egyptians.
What's an ibis?
That's it.
Birds 400.
Over 5 feet long, the trumpeter is the largest species of this bird.
What's a swan?
Player one, correct.
Birds for 500.
Hawaii's state bird, the nene, is a close relative of this Canada bird.
What is a
Player one.
goose?
Correct.
Yay. Celebrities 100.
On March 20, 1969, he married Yoko Ono in the registrar's office in
Who's
Japan.
John Lennon?
Player one, you are correct. Player one, what'll it be?
This Murder, She Wrote star provided the voice of Mrs. Potts, the teapot, in Beauty and the Beast.
So it's Angela Lansbury.
Player one. Yes, indeed.
Celebrities 300.
While considered an Australian, this Lethal Weapon star was actually born in Peekskill, New York.
Who's Mel Gibson?
Player one, correct.
Celebrities for 400.
She left husband Ludlow Smith after 2 weeks. Her love affair with Spencer Tracy lasted 27 years.
Who is Katharine Hepburn?
Player one. Why, yes.
Celebrities for 500, please.
Country music star Christina Simonella Judd goes by this first name.
What is Winona?
Player one. That's correct.
I'm going to take films of the 70s for 100.
At the beginning of this film, George C. Scott addresses his troops in front of a huge American flag.
What is Patton?
Player one. Why, yes.
Films of the 70s for 200.
All right, player one.
Peggy Sue, That'll Be the Day, and other songs in this 1978 film were sung by its star, Gary Busey.
What is the Buddy Holly story?
Player one. Yes.
Films of the 70s for 300.
This 1979 nuclear disaster film, starring Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas, had no background music.
What is the China Syndrome?
Player one. Yes, indeed.
Films of the 70s for 400.
The world's tallest building, the Glass Tower in San Francisco, is the setting for this 1974 disaster film.
What is the Towering Inferno?
Player one. That's correct.
Films of the 70s, 500.
In a 1976 remake, this title beast plummets to his death from atop the World Trade Center.
Who is King Kong?
Player 1? Correct.
Latin words and phrases, 100.
Virgil said, Omnia vincit amor. This conquers all.
What is love?
Player 1? That's it.
Latin words and phrases, 200.
What'll it be, Player 1?
It's a writ to produce the body of the detained before the court.
What is a habeas corpus?
Player 1? To be sure.
Latin words and phrases, 300.
It's the English translation of caveat emptor. Good advice for shoppers.
What is buyer beware?
Player 1? That's correct.
Latin words and phrases, 400.
Horace's quote, Carpe diem quam minimum credula postero, means do this. Put no trust in the morrow.
What is seize the day?
Player 1? Correct.
Latin words and phrases, 500.
The motto ad astra per aspera means to these through hardship.
Player 2?
What are the stars?
Yes.
Amenhotep III, who ruled this country for 37 years, was nicknamed the Magnificent.
What is Egypt?
Player 1? Yes.
Royalty,
Player
200.
1?
Some say this emperor fiddled around by reciting poetry while Rome burned.
Who is Nero?
Player 1? Why, yes.
Royalty, 300.
Yes.
A fanatical monk named Jacques Clément stabbed this country's King Henry III at St. Cloud in 1589.
What is
1?
France?
Yes.
Royalty, 400.
Prince Henry, the Navigator, is entombed in a small chapel in the town of Batalha in this country.
Player 2?
What is Portugal?
Portugal.
Exactly.
A 1927 issue of this magazine featured the first undersea photographs in natural color.
What is National
Player 1?
Geographic?
That's correct.
Magazines for 200.
In 1994, Dell magazine launched a Western magazine named for this author.
Who's Louis L'Amour?
Player 1? That's correct.
Magazines, 3.
Player 1, you choose.
Regular features of this magazine include Star Treks, Chatter, and Picks and Pans.
What is
Player
People?
1? Yes.
Magazines for 400.
The first Polish edition of this pocket-sized monthly magazine went on sale in May 1995.
What is Reader's Digest?
Player 1? Correct.
Magazines for 5.
Before Condé Nast revived it in 1983, this arts and culture magazine was defunct for nearly 50 years.
What is Vanity Fair?
Player 1? Yes, indeed.
Now the last clue.
Princess Grace's youngest child, she was born in Monaco's Palais Princier on February 1, 1965.
Player 3?
Who is Princess Stephanie?
That was my guess.
You are correct.
Great through the Jeopardy round.
Well, that brings us to the end of the first round.
I am in the lead with $7,800.
Player 1? You're definitely in the zone.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy.
Let's get to the categories for Double Jeopardy.
All right, let's.
The Old Testament. Plays and playwrights. Vocabulary. Science and nature. 19th century politicians. And our last category, art and artists.
All right. Start with player 3.
Player 3, what'll it be?
A defrocked minister turned tour guide is the leading character in his play, The Night of the Iguana.
I'm going to say who is Tennessee Williams.
Yes.
Plays the player at 400.
He was a writer for The Gary Moore Show when he began his first play, Come Blow Your Horn.
Who is
Player 1?
Neil Simon?
Correct.
Plays the player at 600.
Plutus is the latest extant play by this master of ancient Greek comedy who gave us The Birds.
Player one.
Who is Ptolemy? No.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
No, it's not Ptolemy.
Player three.
Who was Euripides?
Oh, Euripides.
Wrong.
No!
Player two.
Who is Aristophanes?
Oh,
You are
Aristophanes. Foop.
Player two, your turn.
A woman who practices this is called a yogini.
What is yoga?
Player one. Yes, indeed.
Vocabulary for 400.
It's a comfortable name for a teapot cover.
What is a cozy?
Player one. Correct.
Vocabulary for 600.
From the Latin mango salesman, this word can stand alone, but usually follows fish or gossip.
What is monger?
Player one. Correct.
Vocabulary for 800.
Something that displays eutexia does this easily, like ice cream.
What is milk?
Player one. Correct.
Vocabulary for 1,000.
A baby doctor.
What's a pediatrician?
Player one. Yes, indeed.
Plays and player, it's
Or
800.
let be, player one.
The women in his play, Three Tall Women, are known by the letters A, B, and C, not by names.
Who is Edward Albee?
Player one. Correct.
Plays and player, it's for 1,000.
Master Harold and the Boys was the first of this South African's plays to premiere in the U.S.
Player three.
Who was Atoll Fugard?
You are correct.
Whoever that is.
Answer.
Oh!
Really double. Player three. You have your
But
way.
she can only risk up to 1,000. So that's what she's going to do.
In Numbers
Get
chapter
it
10,
wrong.
Moses
Get it
addressed
wrong.
this container
Get
as
it
Lord.
wrong.
What is the golden calf?
Wrong! It's the Ark of the Covenant, turkey trot.
Less than 3 years after his debates with Lincoln, he died of typhoid
Who
fever.
is Stephen Douglas?
Player one. Yes.
The Old Testament for 400.
The musical instrument called a shofar was made from this part of a ram.
What's the horn?
Player one. Correct.
The Old Testament for 6.
Player one.
This beloved psalm contains the line, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies."
What is Psalm 23?
Correct.
Old Testament 800.
This wife of Isaac was the daughter of Abraham's nephew, Bethuel.
Who's Isaac's wife?
Player two.
Who is Rebecca?
Rebecca, that's what I thought.
That's it.
It's the force that gives us weight and prevents us from floating into space.
What is gravity?
Player one. Yes.
Let's go back to the Old Testament for 1,000.
This prophet ruled Israel at the end of the period of Judges and anointed the first 2 kings.
Who is
Player one.
Samuel?
Yes.
I'll take 19th century politicians for 400.
After retiring in 1869, this Secretary of State traveled the world, including a stop in Alaska.
Who is William Seward?
Player one.
Gotta be.
You are correct.
19th century politicians
Player
for
one, you
600.
choose.
In Washington, D.C.'s Statuary Hall, a sculpture of this orator represents New Hampshire.
Oh,
Player three.
Nathan Hale?
Who is Daniel Webster?
Oh, Daniel Webster, that's
Yes. The answer is
right. Oh!
player three.
She can only risk up to 1,000. Get it wrong. Get
She's the
it
subject
wrong.
of Andy
Get
Warhol's
it wrong.
1962
Get it
Maryland
wrong.
diptych.
Get it
Here's your
wrong.
clue. Take a
Get
look.
it wrong. Get it wrong. Get it wrong. Get.
Who is Marilyn Monroe?
She got it right.
Yes.
An X-ray of his blue boy has revealed the figure of a small dog that was painted out.
Player three.
Who is Thomas Gainsborough?
Yeah.
Correct.
In 1481, Botticelli led a group of painters in frescoing this newly erected Vatican chapel.
I'm gonna
Player one.
say, what is the Sistine Chapel?
Yes.
Art and artist for 8.
He was inspired to create such works as Bronco Buster by watching sculptor Frederick Ruxtol work.
Player two.
Who is Frederick Remington?
Correct. Okay, player two.
Though painful, the bite of these largest spiders usually isn't fatal.
What are tarantulas?
Correct.
Science and nature for 6.
It's a colorful flower, or the colored part of the eye.
What's the iris?
Player 1? Yes.
Science and nature for 8.
Luther Burbank specialized in this agricultural science of cultivating plants and flowers.
Player 2?
What is horticulture?
That was my guess.
Yes.
On Earth, there are 3 fundamental states of matter: solid, liquid, and this.
What is gas?
Player 1? That's correct.
19th century politicians for 800.
This great pacificator helped negotiate the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of
Who is
1812.
Henry Clay?
Player 1? Yes.
19th century politicians for 1,000.
Your choice, Player 1.
He served in Congress and in New York State Senate before his arrest for fraud in
Who is
1871.
William Boss Tweed?
Player 1? You are correct.
Constantine Brancusi was noted for his stark sculptures of this kind of animal in space.
Player 2?
What is a bird?
Exactly.
Final Jeopardy.
That's the end of Double Jeopardy. This is a no-brainer, unless someone pulls a Clavin.
Which I'm not going to do.
Let's see what our category is for Final Jeopardy.
The Old Testament.
Here's the Final Jeopardy answer. Player 3, your question? Sorry, that's incorrect.
That's not even a book of the Bible.
Let's see how much it cost you. Sometimes you get a tough one. Player 2, let's take a look at your question. Oh, sorry, that's incorrect. How much did it cost you? Sometimes you get a tough one. Player 1, let's take a look at your question. That's right. And your wager was? You're putting on quite a show.
I get marked $25,000.
That was a terrific game, players. Thank you all so much for playing Jeopardy. Bye for now. Congratulations on becoming one of our all-time highest scoring champions.
Thank you.
Out of here already?
Yeah, Johnny.
We'll see you again on our next
All
game of
right.
Jeopardy.
What a game. Y'all for that next segment.